Hi everyone, my name is Ashi,
I'm Sasha.
and today we're going to be asking UNSW students,
If you could send a message to yourself 5 years ago, what would you say?
so Sasha, what would you say to yourself 5 years ago?
I'd say everything's going to be okay. You're going to have a little bit of a stressful time, but you're going to get through it and
Yeah.
you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I think that's a really great answer. I would probably say the same thing because I feel like it was the height of COVID, everybody was going through shit. So I'd probably tell myself the same thing. I'd say things are going to be fine, just power through it and you're going to emerge a better person on the end of it. Yeah.
And over to you guys.
Okay, so today I'm here with
I'm Georgia.
and I asked her the same question. What's your response?
I was in year 12 then, so I think I'd just say enjoy the moment, have fun. Your HR really doesn't matter that much.
Okay, thank you. Today we are here with
I'm Stella.
Nice to meet you, Stella. So my question to you is, if you could send a message to yourself 5 years ago, what would you say?
I think honestly I'd tell myself to read and watch more things. I think I was a very stubborn child, and whenever someone recommended like, oh, you should watch this movie or read this book, I'd be like, no, actually, like, I know what I want to watch. I want to read. And now looking back, I'm like, I wish I'd taken some of those recommendations because they're actually so much more useful than whatever I wanted to watch when I was like 15, which was not good stuff. So I kind of wish I had been more open-minded about doing more things like that. Yeah.
No, that's so real. I get
Yeah.
that. But I feel like in that age, you know, you're kind of like, as a teen, you're going through the whole like teen angst. You're like, oh, I hate everyone sucks, I'm the best person, or like, at least I know myself more than other people do.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind me asking, what are some shows or movies or books that you mentioned you would actually wish you had watched back then?
Well, I remember my mom is quite a big reader and she'd always give me all these book recommendations. I remember she would give me, it would be like classic literature things. So she'd be like, oh, you should read Jane Austen at that young age. And I was like, no, I want to read like fantasy novels. And she now looks back and she's like, you should have been reading that. It would have been so much more useful to you. Because I was like, that's school book stuff. I don't need to read that. But especially with movies, I think, because I was like, I want to watch horror movies, I want to watch action films. And now I'm like getting back into kind of more different movies. And I keep watching movies and being like, oh, this is what my mum was trying to get me to watch when I was younger. And it's actually really good.
Yeah.
I just think I maybe wasn't at the right point to appreciate it, which I'm glad that now I kind of am able to go back and get into that stuff again, which is nice. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, no, I was absolutely like same like you. I was like fantasy. I love it. I was going through the whole like, have you read like fantasy romance books or something?
Not huge into that. I was big into like,
Just like plain fantasy or like thriller.
like thriller kind of stuff. I mean, I never really got into romance novels. That was like, I managed to not get into that. And then nowadays, I almost don't read enough. So I'm like, maybe I should start reading more things. But I'm like, I used to only want to read fiction and fantasy.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I'm basically just reading like essays, which is like really interesting. But I wish I had been more open to reading some other stuff when I was younger, because I feel like I'm catching up on things at this point.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, you don't get time, I feel like, after you grow up, like especially at uni. But is it raining? Okay.
Oh, probably.
I was just like,
That's all right.
Little ADHD there. But literally same. Like my teachers, not my mom, but my teachers would tell me like, read Jane Austen, read Pride and Prejudice. And honestly, if I did at that time, I feel like it would have like made me like a stronger woman.
Yeah,
and, like,
I get that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't read Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, no, same. Like, I need time. I need to do that.
Yeah.
Like, for real. But I agree with you. So
I think there are many things that kind of get given, like, these are books you read for school, and they get given a bad rap. And it's like, actually, like, this is really interesting.
Exactly.
And I think if I had read it in my own time and not been under the pressure of reading it and then write, like, an essay on it, I would be enjoying it a lot more.
Yeah, like, you know, like Little Women?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I still haven't read that. Like, what the hell? Why haven't I, I'm 21. What am I doing?
That's all right. There are so many books where people are like, oh, this is like a classic, you should have read it. I'm like, I was busy in high school, guys.
Yeah.
I was reading, what was I reading in high school? Not good books, I can tell you that.
Not good.
I'm
But
really
they entertaining.
Yeah, I
Such
mean, I
good
think I
work.
reread The Secret History like 50 times because I was like, this is my one book I can get away with telling myself I'm really cool for reading.
You are.
I was
You
so
are.
cool in high school,
I can
guys.
tell by your vibes right now. That was really cool. Yeah, worth
Thank
it.
you. Thank
so, yeah, hope we both actually
Yeah.
finally get into literature sometime
Hopefully.
in the
Fingers
future.
crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
All right, thank you so much
That's
for
all
doing this
good.
interview.
Thank you. It was
Right.
nice chatting to you.
Yeah, likewise.
Good.
I'm here with Molly. If you could send a message to yourself 5 years ago, what would you say?
If I ever had to send a message to myself 5 years ago, I would say that don't worry, Molly, you got this. I never imagined that I would be in Australia, in a different continent, away from my hometown. And I would be like, just go with the flow. Everybody is there to support you, especially my parents. So just believe in yourself, keep doing what you're doing, and just take those big steps that you've been taking up. Yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's all right. Thank you.
We are here with Parul and Danya.
And if you could send a message to yourself 5 years ago, what would you say?
Don't be afraid of judgment.
And
Yeah.
I'd probably say to take life less seriously and enjoy youthfulness.
And also to donate to Phil.
We're fundraising money for the sick kids at the Sydney Children's Hospital.
So hi, I'm Curtis.
Hi,
Yeah.
Curtis.
And I'm a first year here. I'm doing like aviation flying in UNSW. And if I could like send a message to myself like 5 years ago, like obviously like 5 years ago is like pandemic, COVID.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's when things get bad. And then at that time like I was very confused because I'm actually very depressing. I'm depressed because I'm like when I was younger, I was always looking forward to what will happen in my high school. Like I think about that a lot. I want to enjoy my high school life, right? People say that it's like the best time of your life. Like you can never live that again. And then, yeah, at that time pandemic hit, and then I was so sad because I couldn't attend like any high school events.
Yeah.
Like, they're all cancelled, right?
Yeah.
So basically, like I'm at my place, like I'm at home every day, and yeah, for me, I'm kind of I like social and I like talking to people, so that's kind of depressed for me. And then, if I could send a message back, like to myself, I'll probably ask myself to cheer up and yeah, try to think outside the box, right? Because it is what it is. Like pandemic is the pandemic, and you cannot change it anyways. So why not try to spend that time to do something else? Like try to pursue for your dream, like or try to do what you like and use, because I have like so many free time back then, right? So I think I could like utilize the time to improve myself instead of just being like sad and being at home like watching YouTube, like spending queuing times like every day. Yeah, that's like not so yeah. I think I like thinking back then. I think I waste a lot of time at that like at that period, and then yeah. I mean I won't ask myself to study because I think like okay, I study in law, but like on the other hand, I would really like to tell the past me to enjoy my life during pandemic. Like although it's not as colorful as I hope it will be, but like it's still like yeah, it's still. I mean, after I turn in 18, 20, I can never go back, right? I can never go back to like teenage.
Yeah.
Like when I'm still young and I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like, right now I have to study really hard. I have to like
Find a job,
yeah,
and then
financial.
you have to spend less money.
I have to really think about what I want to be. I have to like chase my dream, and I don't have like as much time as I used to during the pandemic. So yeah.
But would you say like just because you missed out a huge chunk of what you thought could be helped shape you into who you are today?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I actually think yeah, because everyone has to experience something
Yeah.
to grow, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think like the pandemic, like on the other hand, also helped me to develop myself and also
Yeah.
help me like make me who I am today.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think, yeah, I don't like thinking back then. I don't hate the pandemic
Yeah.
that much, right? I have time to spend on my own. I have time to understand myself, or like just trying to improve myself as well. At like during the 2 or 3 years back then.
But you just hope that it was a little closer to what you imagine it to be.
Yeah, because like
To be that colorful high school life that is like
I
once
like
in a
high school,
lifetime.
right? I like my high school friends, and I miss my high school a lot. But like, I really hope that there's more things that happen in my high school. But anyways, but on the other hand, I also think that like because of the pandemic, I actually get closer to my friends because like we don't have like that much to do, right? So it's only about staying home or hanging out with friends. And during the pandemic, I got a lot of chance to talk to my friends or like hanging out with my friends. So I think, yeah. On the other hand, like I think that's a good thing, right? I have like built some close friendship, and also I have build some positive relationships. So,
You win some, you lose some.
yeah, I win some,
Yeah.
I lose some. That's it.
Well, thanks for sharing, Curtis.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I'm here with,
Nina?
and we're going to be asking her the question of if you could send yourself a message 5 years ago, what would you say?
5 years ago, I would say stay dedicated, and when you get into your first year of uni, lock in and don't be silly.
That's so real. That's
Yeah.
so real. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm here with Nicholas. If you could send a message to yourself 5 years ago, what would you say?
If I could send myself a message 5 years ago, so like 5 years ago was a COVID period,
It was
wasn't
beginning of COVID lockdowns, the first one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I mean, we all have to go through hurdles at times, and I would say if there was an option to like go, and I would say to myself, do you want to go over it or do you want to be stuck in the past? And that's the message I would send to myself. It's obviously it was a difficult time for everyone, so I would say that if there was hurdles, like if there are multiple hurdles I tried to pass over, it's best to go over them rather than stay where you are right now. Just keep going. Eventually, everything will work out in the end. That's all I have to say.
I love that. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so my name is Mike. I am from Bachelor of Aviation Flying, and I'm here to interview with you, Cameron.
So, what would you say to yourself if you can send a message to yourself 5 years ago?
Recently, about 1 or 2 years ago, I just realized that I want to actually do aviation flying.
Yeah.
And so before that, I was studying a diploma of business and engineering
really?
in Singapore.
Uh-huh.
And I feel that 3 years is kind of like wasted because during that time I still don't know what I want to do in my life. So I just choose anything that's like so broad and like not related to what I'm doing right now. And yeah, it wastes me a lot of my time and money. And if I were to go back to 5 years, I would like graduated my O-levels in Singapore and come straight to Australia to study aviation flying. It can like save my time and money a lot on that, and I can like pursue my career path like at the early stage of my life. I mean, like now I already like 22 and just started my bachelor, so I think it's a little bit late for that. Yeah.
But do you think just because you sort of wasted that 3 years, do you think you learned something out of it as well?
I feel like during that 3 years, like it's also like during COVID time, so we also like cannot go outside that much. And I used to be a very extroverted person, but after the COVID, and during that 3 years, I become a lot introverted. So during that time, I also feel like regret that during my polytechnic time, like during my diploma. After school, I just go back straight to my house and just play games, staying in my condo alone, and like, yeah, just to be honest, like during that time, didn't make a lot of friends and like connections, and yeah, I feel like that 3 years is like just staying with myself and like kind of getting lost. But after like I've talked to my parents, like my parents, like they realize that like I like to travel, I like to meet new people, I like to get to know people from like different culture and background. So they suggest that, do you want to become a pilot? Like because pilot is like quite a well-paid job and well-respected job. So he suggested like, do you want to be a pilot? Yeah, so I also think like pilot is a very good career path and quite an interesting industry that I kind of want to go for it. Yeah, so that's why I'm here right now for my first year and first term.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
thank you for
sharing.
sharing.
You so much.
Today I'm here with
Lychee. And my answer to the question would be, I'd tell myself to get out there more, to like reach out to people, to like join clubs, actually like look for opportunities, because I really wanted to write. So I was just like, oh, why don't I look for the publications and submit to them, and just, you know, in life, I'm here now, I'm doing way more. It's cool.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Thank you.
I'm Maddie. I'm the Blitz editor. So, hi. You want to ask me a question?
Well, you already know the question.
I
'cause
do
it's
know the
on
question.
You. But okay, tell us what you would basically say to yourself 5 years ago, March 2020.
March 2020. I'm going to be real. 5 years ago, I was...
Oh my god!
5 years ago, I was a literal fetus. I was 13, so I might bring this forward a little bit. Me maybe 3 years ago, HSC vibes. I tell myself, I would tell myself to like calm down severely. Like when I did the HSC, I had so much anxiety and I was just like literally paralyzed with the thought of doing like bad, you know. Like I got my ATAR, day I got my ATAR, I saw the number and I cried. And it was a good number too. I was literally just so exhausted and like tired, I broke down into tears. So I would tell myself just chill out, like, you know, it's gonna get better. It's temporary, I guess. You're gonna come here, you're gonna get attacked by birds, it's gonna be great.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's good,
But,
you know. It's a life experience, I think.
It is.
You know, like I wouldn't have the skills to, you know, come to uni and do all this if I didn't go through that, you know.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like HSC and basically like the last years of high school, I feel like it really shapes a person.
I know.
It literally makes you who you are today, because everyone goes through that shit, and I feel like it's such an important like cornerstone of your life.
Yeah.
That, like shit, I went through that.
I know.
I came out the other end. Sure, I cried. Some people cried after seeing the results. I did as well.
Yeah.
But literally like 5 years later, you look at yourself, or 3 years later,
Yeah.
whatever, and you're like, what the like. I don't know. Sorry.
You can.
Sorry.
It's okay. We'll bleep it out.
What the hell?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
PG.
Nice save.
PG.
Great recovery.
Yes. What the hell? Like everybody goes through that, and why was I obsessing over it?
I know. It's such a pressure cooker. The way they actually put like these kids through it is crazy. Like it shouldn't be that bad.
Do you guys have like one exam?
No.
Like,
so we had like every subject had an exam.
Yeah. But like only in 12th grade, or like grade 12?
Only then, but then like the rest of year 12, so like half of it was like assessments at year 12.
Oh.
So it was like prolonged torture. I was like, are you serious? Like every assessment counts, every ranking counts, every mark.
That's kind of insane.
I remember getting like a 16 out of 20 for like an economics test.
That's so good.
And it was like it wasn't even the worst mark in the class, but I went up to my economics teacher, I was sobbing. I was like, how could you do this to me? Right? Right. Insane. Crazy person.
Yeah. No,
But I've
that's
reformed.
okay.
I've reformed. So I'm good now, guys.
Yeah.
Now I cry when I get below 50.
Oh my god. Okay, no, real though. That's so real.
No, so real. That's okay.
For us, like
Yeah.
back in like India where I come from, right? We sort of have like these exams, right?
Yeah.
During grade 12 as well as grade 10. And then we have like a pre just to like scare the kids off in 9th grade. Yeah. So it's like yeah. They do that, but I feel like the difference is we don't have it like we do have exams like throughout the year, but not as bad as you guys do for like grade 12.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the difference. But they sort of just like scare you. I feel like academics are so important, but like at the same time, like you need to know that it doesn't define you as a
I
person.
know, yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's maybe what I'd tell myself 5 years.
I tell myself that again today. We have midterms and I'm like dying.
Oh, bro, me too.
I know everyone is dying. If you like go to the library, it's completely packed.
No, are you joking? I woke up at like 8 today to finish an assignment that's due today.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I submitted it though.
Let's go.
But
Proud
yeah.
of you. Yeah. Good
Go
job.
us. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, I'm Cameron.
And today we are answering the question, if you could send yourself a message 5 years ago, what would you say?
That's a deep question, isn't it?
It is.
Right?
It is deep.
5 years ago, we were what? 2020?
2020.
I was 18.
I was 25. 2020. Not 25. I'm 25 now.
25 now. So
Yeah.
you were like 20 back then.
I was 20 back then.
You know, back in March 2020, it was like the peak of COVID, right?
It was the start of lockdown.
Yeah. Has it started yet over here? The lockdown?
I think it was maybe the middle of
The
March.
middle of it?
It
Yeah.
started.
So when I was back at home, in Singapore, it started in April, but March was kind of the time where everyone was like, "What is going on?" And you know, there's so much uncertainty around, and people were panicking, going to supermarkets, buying just buying everything that they wanted to, and you know, it was a mess. It was a mess, and I guess it wasn't nice at all, right?
Yeah, it was a mess. There was a lot of panic buying over here as well, and yeah, being stuck inside.
Yeah. But what would you say if, you know, you could go back 5 years ago? What would you say to yourself?
I would definitely say that everything's going to be okay. It's going to be stressful for a little while, but everything will work out in the end, and we'll all be okay. And if we stay inside and do all the protective measures, we should be okay.
I think for me, it's more like I'll tell myself to find yourself, because I feel like in COVID, everyone had no idea what we were or what we are gonna be, and we kind of just let it go in a way. Like, I feel like for myself, I wasted a lot of time back when everything happened, and I mean, I wish I could do things differently. I wish I could start certain things earlier. I wish I had the courage to do a lot of things, which I didn't. And yeah, I lost a lot of time, and so that's probably what I'm gonna say if I could go back again. Yeah.
I think finding yourself's definitely
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of those important things
Yeah.
that we should do like every day.
Yeah.
And I think with COVID and lockdowns, like we really thought about hobbies and like exercising for
Yeah.
some people, doing creative like crafts and things, just to sort of find that bit of who we are
Yeah.
in a time where,
Just to figure things out
Yeah.
bit by bit, you know.
and I think with lockdowns, like that sort of in-person communication was harder, and everything was online. I know for myself, I was in the middle of a film course, and I was like constantly had that communication with people in my team, and I think that's something that kept me going, was having that communication with everyone.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's nice.
I think we were able to still be like our regular selves, and in a time where we couldn't see each other in person, but we were still working on our projects and like talking every day and making more of an effort, I would say, to talk and have like longer like Zoom calls and things. yeah, I guess in a time with COVID, you know, hearing everyone's answers today, you know, we all had a very different experience during the lockdown, but that's something that we can all relate to and talk about.
Yeah. It's such a different experience for everyone, yet similar at the same time.
Yeah.
But everyone's just, we had to all go and figure out something for ourselves on our own.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
Okay, everyone, that was
Blitz Outdoors.
We'll see you guys next week, and comment, like, and subscribe if you liked any part of this video, and make sure to let us know in the comments below which was your favorite part.
And also leave in the comments below what question you think we should ask next.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.